And joining us down the line, I'm delighted to say, former Deputy Prime Minister Lord Heseltine. Lord Heseltine, so pleased to have you on the programme today to try to make sense of this baffling state of affairs. What do you think the Prime Minister is attempting to achieve by welcoming David Cameron back from oblivion?
I think he's taking a very decisive decision to rebalance the party back in the centre ground, which is essential if he's going to have a chance of recovering some of the lost position before the election. David Cameron is centrally important to the Conservatives, and it needs remembering that he took over after we'd had three leaders of the party from the right wing, all of whom had failed to impress public opinion. David then won an election, brought the Tories back to power. And so I think that the Prime Minister has made a very wise decision.
It feels, though, Lord Heseltine, only seconds ago, really, that Rishi Sunak gave a very impassioned, rather lengthy speech distancing himself from all previous Tory anything and branding himself the Prime Minister for change, a new broom sweeping clean. And only seconds after that, we see him bringing back a kind of dinosaur who in fact had left the party. I mean, in terms of, didn't decide to stay on the back benches, you didn't get kicked up to the Lords, but went off to do something else. We know he bought a caravan. I don't think we're awfully sure what else he's been doing for the last few years.
But look, this is the wonderful sort of nitty-gritty of inside politics. It's of absolutely no consequence whatsoever to the general public. And if you want me to play the game that you are now introducing, Rishi Sunak wanted and said he was going to be the leader of change. And what has he done? He's changed the right-wing stance of the Tory party back to the centre of ground. So there you are. There's the change he's brought about. But let's not spend any more time on the nitty-gritty of the political insiders' debate. It doesn't matter two hoots to the general public.
So do you think the general public will welcome David Cameron back with open arms, or do you think they'll remember the chief legacy of David Cameron's was Brexit, that referendum that went the way that he didn't think it was going to go? I think the general public will remember that. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but they will remember that David Cameron warned us about what would happen. He led the party along the lines of every Tory leader since Churchill, who all told the truth about this country's new position in the world as a member of the European partnership, whatever you want to call it. And he upheld that decision. And a pack of lies, let's not mince our language. Nigel Farage led the mood, Boris Johnson consolidated it, and it was a pack of lies, as now public opinion, and particularly the younger generation, realise that they have been seriously prejudiced in their general standing in the world by the Brexit disaster.
So do you think that the country as a whole would be ripe for another referendum, have another bash at voting and see if we get it right this time?
No. There's no question of having another referendum on Europe now. The Europeans wouldn't want it to start with. But let's be quite clear, the mood has changed and the government's policy has changed. You saw very recently the right decision to join the Horizon programs of Europe. That was a sign recognizing that actually we had made a mistake in leaving the scientific community of Europe behind. So we've rejoined, a very clear sign of change in the government's policy. There will be others. And without any doubt now, in the corridors of power in Europe, there will be a realization that there is a man back in charge who understands the extraordinary potential for Europe to influence the world as it changes.